Hello everybody, I am Sir Derpy Creeper and welcome back to WhizDum Wednesday. I do a weekly Wednesday thing about where I just give my opinions and thoughts of certain situations to help improve your life, make a whiz out of you making great decisions, and steam them up and make them even better. So I'm actually recording this on Wednesday, hoping I can get it out on the Wednesday today, or if not, it'll have to be next week and I'll just do something else for the current Wednesday I'm recording this on, which I think this most likely will be able to come out on Wednesday. But I would like to say I am terribly sorry. My stomach, I usually record these on Tuesdays, and my stomach was just like, my stomach was killing me. So I have to be extremely super cool and careful next time on Tuesdays when I'm about to record something. So I will say that I would like to recap on Worry. Worry was awesome. I hope you all go check Worry out. Worry was about constantly worrying and stuff and seeing things as like this a big picture, but like you need to take things step by step. And there's different things I touched on Worry. There's so many things to worry about. I didn't even, touch on everything. So it's a big chunk of info, and pretty much like, hey, there's a big chunk of everything, all right, you can worry about. But I gave a general kind of notion to where worry could be about, because there's also things like you worry about your looks, your relationships, your decisions you've made. There's stuff like that. I didn't even cover that in the video, but I will say that those are things that you can worry about. There's a lot of things to worry about, so I hope you can check it out. It'd be really cool. If you haven't seen Worth or Window, those are really cool as well. They're in the playlist of WhizDum Wednesday, and I want to say that I got some more feedback from Worry, and that made me pretty happy. So I want to say that thank you. It makes me happy that I see that people are actually enjoying this stuff and really needing to hear some of these things. So that's why it gets me up and wants me to keep doing more of these. So it's pretty cool, and I want to just say thank you. You literally my confidence with this is growing a lot more with this. I was a little on the side with this still, and it's been going a lot better, and my heart feels way better about it than it did right at the start. So I want to say thank you so much for pretty much just sticking around, homies, and just wanting to hear some stuff about life, and I think that's an awesome thing. So today's segment is called Wait, and I was a little confused on how I would convey this to some people, because this could be taken a good and a bad way when I talk about wait. And wait's more about patience, and it's sometimes good to wait in certain situations, and then sometimes it's not. That's why I'm trying to try both perspectives of waiting, because there are good things to wait on and bad things to wait on. There are good things to not wait on and bad things to not wait on as well. Waiting, for example, can basically be compared to like you're maybe waiting for an Amazon package to come in, or maybe you're waiting for the right person. Maybe you're waiting for good things to happen to you. That's kind of like waiting. There are good ways of waiting, and I want to go over those after we talk about the bad ways of waiting, because if we talk about the bad first, we can use the good to differentiate, because people will see different perspectives on waiting, and I think there's two good, I think both perspectives have good and bad things when it comes to waiting. So I'd like to talk about the strictly bad things that I think are on the waiting side, and I'll talk about non-waiting in a little bit. The bad things in waiting are if you decide to, let's say you have an argument with somebody and you both did wrong in the argument, but you're waiting for the other person to own up to what they did in the argument, so you're not going to say anything. It's better to not wait in that situation, because you need to, it's always better to be the better person and just own up to what you did in the conversation. Because usually, if you don't, the other person may be thinking the same exact thing you are and go, well, I'll just wait till they say anything, and nothing gets resolved. You have to lay your pride down and go for and be like, hey, listen, I'm sorry for what I did, and then just own up to what you did, because then the other person will be like, oh, hey, yeah, I'm sorry for what I did as well, and then that's a good small resolution for something like that. But here, I'll specifically talk about certain things. Well, first, before I talk about the good things in waiting, actually, let's talk about how, an example of waiting. So, like I mentioned an Amazon package, right? It's smart to wait in certain aspects, because here's the thing. You could get that second-day shipping, that shipping from Amazon, for example, to get your product to come in a lot faster. There are certain ways of knowing it's okay to wait for this long and not okay to wait for this long. For example, if you're on a deadline or something and you need that the next day, yeah, then I can understand in that situation you would need that second day shipping to get your item in fast. I'm building a PC for right now, because I'm starting a thing up on Twitch basically. Any money I get from Twitch or some extra money I get is going towards a PC so I can make my workload a lot faster. And I bought a motherboard recently, and I've had it for about a week or so. And I just bought a graphics card last night. And just in case any of you don't understand PC mumbo jumbo, that's okay. Listen, I'm almost done. But basically, I bought a graphics card, and I had the option to buy that the next day shipping thing. And I was tempted to buy it, but then my homie Dixie, she reminded me that my PC was not going to even be made yet, even if I got the part sooner at all. So it would be a waste of money. I would have lost $20, all right, because of impatience. You can't be impatient in certain things like this. Because listen, if you don't even have all the parts together, for me example, I only have a motherboard and a graphics card. You need more parts. You need a bunch of parts after that. And like, what's the use in buying the next day shipping if you're not going to have your PC made in that next day? You know what I mean? You have to really look around your surroundings and see, all right, do I need to wait for this? Because if you can wait for it, awesome. You need to understand that not everything has to be gung-ho, go for it, constantly being impatient about some things. Some things are, and I understand that too. I'll talk about the ones that it's okay to not wait, but here's the good things that's smart and you need to wait for. Waiting for the right person. That's the thing I struggled with in the past, was like waiting for the right person. I'm still waiting, by the way. Any of you single ladies out there, just saying, I'm single and ready to mingle, homies. Anyway, okay, in all seriousness, wait for the right person. Listen, I built off me looking for a girl or a girlfriend back in the past, out of a desperation rather than building up a relationship of what it should be built on. And, I ended up with a girlfriend, which I still care a lot about to this day, by the way. And me and her are cool. So I'm not going to name drop or anything, but me and her are cool. And we've let our bygones be bygones, and, we occasionally chat. So, I mean, I think that's pretty cool. And I think that's a healthy, it was a healthy breakup. And I think that's a good thing. But I would say, and I mean, no disrespect to my ex as well, is that, I feel like I had initially built off the reason of being in a relationship in a bad way, and you can't build your relationship off of an act of desperation or an act of, oh, well, I want to find the right one right away, so I'm going to date every girl that I can possible. Not saying I dated my ex out of desperation, but originally I had a heart of desperation to find a girl that I liked, and then I ended up being weird, so it's crazy. But you need to wait. Listen, you can't just force yourself onto, like, what do you call it, other people, and just go like, yo, listen, I'm desperate need for a girlfriend or something like that. You can't do that. Or a boyfriend, depending on where you're at. Don't be desperate. It's okay to be desperate in certain situations. I'll talk about that later. But you cannot be desperate in a situation like that, because if you're trying to rush something, it's going to make it worse on your mental health as well. It could fall onto worrying as well. Like, if you're like, oh man, if I don't get a girlfriend in time or something like that, I'm going to be lonely forever. And you're not going to be. Listen, you need to build off who you are in a way that isn't desperate. And desperation comes with impatience, by the way. I used to think, oh my goodness, dude, I just want to find a girlfriend. I'm lonely. And yeah, you're going to get lonely probably, but you need to wait. Listen, I would rather wait, and I think you would rather wait too. I'd rather wait for that right person to come by, and then you guys live a happy life, than you go through a bunch of other random people that may end up breaking your heart and crud, and probably making you worse than you were before. Not saying that my experience was like that. Just don't confuse that, please. But other people's experience may be like that. Don't shoehorn your way into other people's lives just to see if you can find the right girl. You need to wait for something like that. Or boyfriend, by the way, boy or girl, or whatever your preference is. All right. But don't shoehorn your way into it. Shoehorn, by the way, kind of means like, you're trying to rush yourself into getting into a really, well, the way I see what shoehorn is, I use shoehorn as an example. That's how I feel. But, see, that's one of those things of, it's okay to wait in certain situations, and that's one of those things that's okay to wait in. And I'll go a little bit on what bad things are as well in this case, because there's another bad thing I meant to mention earlier, and that would be don't wait for somebody else to do a job that you can do yourself. Seriously, if you're capable of doing something yourself, go and do it, man. Literally. There's only one you on this planet. All right? Like, this goes back to your worth, by the way. You are you because you are made the way you are. God made you the way you were supposed to be. Heck, all these cells that made you up made you specifically to who you want to be, man. And you don't wait in that aspect, because if you're going to sit there and wait because, oh, maybe you can help this person out, maybe you've been through something that this person can help out, you can help this person with. There's someone probably out crying on the street, and you're like, oh, well, I'll wait till someone else, helps them out or something like that. And the next thing you know, they're on the news because something terrible happened to them. And, then boom. Then you have a burden that hits you out of nowhere, and just like, man, I could have saved that. Which I'll talk about burdens probably in the next week or the week after this. Don't wait for somebody else to do a job that you can do. And heck, you don't have to be the person to go up to this person in need. Maybe you can get somebody else and find somebody else to do it, to help them. Push them towards that. That's still you doing something. You know what I mean? That's you not waiting until someone else does something. That's you going to get the fix to the problem. And and I'm not saying whoever would be crying on the street, for example, it could be any problem. All right, and I don't know. I used it as a personal experience because I had at one point had seen somebody crying on the side of a school building, and I didn't know what to do. And at the time, I was younger though, and so I went and got an authority/adult kind of person, and and they went and talked to the person, and I guess they solved the problem. So I mean, and that's a good thing. If you can go get someone to solve the problem as well, if you can't handle it, that's a good thing too. But you didn't wait and just go, oh, I'll wait till someone finds this person and then solves their problem. No, I think that's a bad thing to wait. So another thing that is a thing that you shouldn't wait on is your dreams. Listen, I understand waiting is a good thing, but don't wait on your dreams. It's okay to wait in certain aspects of your dream. All right, waiting could be confused with procrastination. Don't be procrastinating. My lord, I did that this week. Please don't do that. It's gonna curveball your glutes in a different direction, man. It's not cool. So don't procrastinate. Like, that's a version of lazy waiting, and you don't want to do that because you're gonna end up being too used to procrastinating or doing things last minute that you end up, maybe with my example, a stomach ache or something like that, and then you can't do it, but you could have done it prior the entire week, but you set it off to wait until then. So don't procrastinate, seriously. And that's a lesson I need to still learn, is procrastination, because I procrastinate because I overestimate my skill set, and I think that I can get things done last second, but I'm not, I'm not in the, nobody is this ascendant person, you know what I mean, that can just do everything like a madman in the last second. Like, don't think that. If you can get it done earlier, go get it done earlier. That's another, see, there's so many things of don't wait and wait, you know what I mean, so I will say, just don't wait on your dreams. Listen, don't procrastinate your dreams either. You're doing yourself that disservice to procrastinate on your dreams when you could probably get there further earlier back in your life if you didn't procrastinate. And don't, I mean, as in right now, go for it right now. If you woke up and you're like, oh snap, I've been procrastinating for a while, go for it, homie. At least learn from your experience. That's all. Listen, one of the best things you can do, even if you procrastinated a lot, is you learn from your experience. That's the best thing you can do, is learn from that. I want to go over what Greek means. No, not Greek means. What wait means in Greek, and it's please don't butcher me on this because I'm about to butcher this. But it's called kava, Qavah, and that means to actively wait. No, to wait actively with anticipation, hopefully watching God to act. Now, see, that's a thing for, if you believe in God, sure, but you don't even have to believe in God to understand, that in Greek means a way better version of waiting. So hopefully this isn't getting flippy floppy for you homies. If it is, I'm gonna have to rearrange this, and I'll say it like this. There are good things to wait and there are bad things to wait. There's even ways to be impatient kind of, but waiting, you know what I mean? And that's what what kava here is. It's like, you know, you're wait, but you're actively anticipated, you know, you're super excited, but you're waiting, you know what I mean? That's excitement and waiting. And I think that's a good thing. That's kind of like a bear between, you know what I mean? Like, for me, I'm excited to get a freaking PC, all right? I hate having to wait for it, but I'm just looking at what it would be in the future. You can wait and actively dream, you know? And waiting and actively dreaming is all right. That's a-okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you don't believe in God or anything, that's a-okay. But I want to share this part that I saw when I was researching what wait means and stuff. And, you know, there were some parts in the Bible that I said, you know, the Lord is good to those who wait for him. You know, wait for God, man. Listen, your plans probably aren't going to fall through all the time. That's the same thing with worry. Don't worry about your plans. I know it's hard. Don't get me wrong. It's a human nature thing. But wait, you know, when you wait, you get this patience in yourself of like, you know, everything's going to work out. And it calms your heart and it calms your mind, because if you're getting impatient and you're starting to worry, your mind's going to get clouded again. And, you know, and I sometimes sit and pray and I ask God, what do I need to wait for? Or not even what do I need to wait for? I learned this from a book. I know I keep referencing this book, but this is for the Christian perspective. If you like Christianity, or if you're open up to listen to some Christianity stuff, I'm not going to like preach fire and brimstone. I'm saying this like all the time, but this is who I am. And as a Christian, it's improved me and throughout life. And it's, you know, it's called Draw the Circle, the 40-day prayer 40-day prayer challenge by Mark Batterson. And it's very good. And I learned from this book really well that, you know, when I started praying and stuff, is that, you know, I need to start praying in a as long as it takes way. I want it right now, right off the bat. That's how I used to pray things. Is I want it right now, right off the bat. I want you to, like, you know, I want you to make me better. All right, I want you to make me better right off the bat, and that's not gonna happen. All right, because, you know, change takes time as well. And so, you know, I went from right now, I want it right now, to as long as it takes prayers, as long as it takes, man, as long as it takes. You need to have that patience. You need to understand that, and this isn't just, you know, that patience isn't just for Christianity. It's for, you know, you and your real life situations. Of, you need to realize that some things are going to have to take as long as it takes to get to somewhere. You can't get everything right off the bat. Impatience is a thing that can really cloud your memory, not memory, but your mentality, and can really cloud the way of your thinking, because you may be thinking, oh, impatience is good and fine. And it's okay to be impatient in certain situations, like I've said, when it comes to, like, maybe waiting on your dream. Don't wait for your dream. Go out there and fulfill your dream the way it is. You know, take some risks. That's okay to take some risks. But you can't be impatient about everything. This is going to speak to different people in different ways, because I'm trying to talk of two subjects of wait at the same time. So if this does get confusing, please let me know. I really wanted some feedback, because if I need to, I can make a specific wait version and a non-waiting version just to help split things up if need be. But I'm going to give some reasons of waiting is good. And waiting is good in the aspect of it can help you realize that, you know, you won't be as on edge or scared of when something is going wrong, because you're patient about something. I mean, something better may even come down the road. That's why it's good to wait in aspects. You know what I mean? What do you call it? Not everything is going to happen the way you expect it. If you wait for something for a little while, something new may come out of the path and make things even better. You didn't even know about it. And if you were impatient, boom, it would have been like, it wouldn't have even showed up in the first place. You know, in the aspect of, you know, God, and I know I'm talking about God a lot, but, you know, it's just who I am. And for anybody who's Christian and watching this, I want to say, listen, God's timing is great. It'll always come out with something good. Know that He's got it handled as well. It's a big thing. It's like, it mixes in with worry, because when you worry a lot, you really want to act. You know what I mean? You really want to act instead of wait. So you need to sit there and wait and be like, all right, God's got this handled, man. And if anything, you know, if you don't believe in God, you know, just know that it's going to be handled, all right? There's so many people out here. There's so many different situations that could happen to you that you don't know what will happen. But if you sit back and wait and listen, you'll be able to get through. A lot of the times, too, and here's another aspect, and it's like, you know, maybe you need to wait and just listen and hear somebody out. You know what I mean? Don't instantly jump to gun or something like that. And that's a good thing too. I'm glad I thought about this in the middle of recording this. Is that you can't just automatically assume you're always right. Wait and sit and listen. You need to wait and listen and be like, all right, maybe I'm wrong. You need to wait. If you keep going full force at somebody and not listen to like their whole opinion or something like that, then that's you being too pushed forward. You need to wait and listen. Wait and listen. I don't know. I just felt like I needed to say that. Someone needs to hear that. Someone's not letting somebody speak, and you need to wait and let someone speak and to hear them out. Try to listen to them. That's a big thing with people, is that a lot of people these days, they don't want to wait and listen. They want to sit there and gung-ho everybody down and just be like, no, this is it, this is it. And they think if you scream and yell at them, that it makes your point valid, and it doesn't. You need to sit and listen. If you can't have a level-headed conversation, it's almost the same thing as talking to a brick wall. You need to wait and level-head yourself with the other person you're conversating with and have a calm conversation. It's okay to have difference in opinions. That one, honestly, I didn't expect that, but someone needs to hear that. And, you know, and when it comes to being in a non-waiting perspective, is that, listen, if you're procrastinating a lot, don't wait. Get your butt up and go do something, man. Listen, you're doing yourself a disservice, like I said earlier, and you need to fulfill your dream and fulfill who you want to be. Be that better person. If you keep sitting there waiting, procrastinating, it's like, nah, you know, I got the rest of my life to do it. You're doing yourself that disservice to be the best that you can be, because you're downplaying yourself and you're like, yeah, I'll do it later. Don't do that. Don't be like, I'll do it later. Do it now at that point. Don't wait when you're trying to procrastinate or improve who you are. Do it now. Do it as fast as you can at that point. Don't overwork yourself, by the way, but do it. You know what I mean? Go for it. You're doing that disservice to yourself. And I want to reiterate everything I said so far, and hopefully, you know, this you guys get something out of this. I don't know why, but somebody out here is either being very impatient or very patient, or way too patient and procrastinating. And you gotta, you know, you gotta move, or you gotta sit still. So hopefully one of you, whoever's listening, sit still or move. I don't know who it is, but listen, there's probably different people. I'll say on the aspect of this, listen, remember, patience is a good thing, alright? It's okay to be patient, but if it gets confused with procrastination, then it's not a good thing. There's a reason why patient and procrastination are two different words. Don't procrastinate, be patient. Don't wait for somebody else to do a job that you can do. That's a thing you need to remember. Listen, if you have the ability to do what the crud you need to do, and you're just going to wait for somebody else to do it, you're doing not only these other people a disservice and time-wise, but yourself as well. You know, it's a part of being a better person. You gotta wait. Wait. I hope you enjoyed that little joke right there. See, I had to wait and re-listen to myself talking because I accidentally got that wrong. You also have to, you know, sit back and wait and listen to yourself. That was an extra thing added there. It wasn't a reiteration. Hopefully you got that. But, you know, that's how you become a better person. Do something that you were meant to do. You're doing the world a disservice, but not doing what you were meant to do, you know? Because you want to sit there and wait for someone else to do it. And wait for the right person. Don't sit there and try to rush into someone else and be like, yo, listen, I'm desperate for love. Don't be desperate in that aspect. Being desperate will cloud your vision and make you look for the wrong people as well. If you wait and just sit back, you'll find the right people and have a better view on life in that way. Please, don't discourage yourself and say, oh, well, if I don't get a girlfriend now or a boyfriend now, I'm going to be lonely for the rest of my life, and that's not true. If you sit back and wait, you'll find people that are way better than the people you would be finding if you're so desperate looking for people, you know? Calm down, sit back, and wait. It'll happen. If somebody is in an argument with you and you both do wrong, don't wait for the other person to conversate to you and be like, hey, I'm sorry. Be that person right there and conversate. I know you're probably confused because I'm going back from wait and not wait, but listen, that's how I gotta drill somebody's head. I don't know who it is, but they need a drill in their head. Not like an actual drill, but you know what I mean. Be the better person. Don't sit there and expect the other person to just come up and just magically be okay, because if you both think the same thing, your problem will never get resolved. And remember, if you are waiting in a situation where you probably want to be very impatient and get things done right off the bat, think, do I really need this right now, or can I wait later and then be smarter about this? Don't buy something right off the bat just because of the fact that you're in desperate need of wanting it right now. If you have a good reason and you have enough money to spare probably, then go for it. You can have that then, but be smart with your money. Don't be like me and almost spend $20 on extra day shipping when I don't even have all the products that I need to make it anyway. So therefore, guess what? Some things you can't, you should wait for to be smarter, and then you can have some extra spending money. And the biggest thing of all that I want you to remember, and this is for Christians, and if you want to remember as well for my majestic non-Christians as well, is that this: God's got it covered, man. Listen, just wait and see what happens. You don't know what the future is going to hold. Sit and wait and know God's got it handled, man. And if you're not a Christian, sit and wait and know that you don't have it always handled all the time. But if you're more patient about it and you're like, hey, listen, things will play out and it'll all come together. That's all you need to know. And listen, I understand you're probably not going to believe me that all things are going to come together for you and all that. And that's right. Some things, different things are going to happen. Everybody has different situations that come and happen in their life. I can't say everybody is going to agree with what I say here, but I will just say this is that, listen, God's got it handled and it'll eventually play out. I don't know who needs to hear that, but someone does. I hope you all enjoyed this WhizDum Wednesday. It was a very different subject, I would say. I do feel like it's a thing that, it's a thing that a lot of people struggle with, is that patience. Patience is hard, all right? I'm just going to be honest with you. Patience is not easy. Seriously, thank you for listening, and I've been feeling great making these. Like, it's been feeling way better for me, because it makes me feel like, people are listening, and they just need to hear some of these things. And I will say, on my behalf, I apologize for procrastinating this week. I procrastinated pretty bad, and now I'm hitting that life lesson there. Like, man, my whole Wednesday here is pretty much booked up because I procrastinated. And, I take full fault for that. This is why you have to get some things done at certain times, but not always have to rush. It's like you have to find that between. So I hope you all got something out of this. Anybody got something out of this? I hope that someone can take something from this, anything from this at all. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for watching. Seriously, I'm saying thank you a lot, but in all honesty, it's made me feel better. My hearts feel a lot more open and easier to talk about certain things now for me. And it's helped monumentally change me, and I'm hoping in some way it will change you, and hopefully monumentally as well. Anyway, that's it. I'm Sir Derpy Creeper. You can find me out on social medias like Twitter, Instagram. I almost said TikTok by an accident. No, I'm not on TikTok. I'm on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. I love conversating. I play video games a lot. Come check me out on those socials if you want. I hope this was able to make you make wiser decisions, and you were able to cook them up with some majestic steam and make them even better. Until next time, on the next WhizDum Wednesday, I'm Sir Derpy Creeper, and I hope you have a great rest of the week.